Litchman is such a little boy. He goes and cry because he wanted to be protected. Who says this at it? You're a grown man. That's part of life, man. You got to deal with this kind of stuff.
I call out Piers Morgan. Piers, you should have been a responsible moderator. You should have stepped in right away and said, there's no place here for personal attacks. That's not what we're about. But you abdicated your professional responsibility and you sat there.
Wow. So he's really hurt by this. He's a little kid, and this is the kind of people I hate, guys. I really have a deep hatred against those kind of people because it's all about their ego. You see, his fragile ego got destroyed, and I think it's good for him. Fuck those people. I don't like those kind of people, man, because it's like they make the world like a terrible place for everybody. I'm gonna show you another video how that same human being, Mr. Alan Litchman, yelled at what's his name, the guy from the hill, like put him down. We should have no mercy on somebody like this. This is a nasty person. He's very nasty.
And let those personal attacks, which added nothing to the discussion, go on. In fact, you exploited them to try to get ratings.
Yesterday, Professor Alan Litchman, a.k.a. the mind behind the keys, complained that Piers Morgan didn't save him from our very own Cenk Uygur during their fiery exchange earlier this week. We have a lot more Litchman where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know, Cenk. I think you should have apologize to Mr. Alan Litchman for being wrong, for having those keys. You were a little bit too hard on him, man. You should be nicer to him. But you see, like, I actually think it's the opposite. Actually, for a guy like Alan Litchman, I think it's the total opposite. I think you should not apologize to him at all because you see, like, his ego is too much. Like, you see, he doesn't like if you're a real man, right, and you're a grown up, you gotta accept criticism. The keys failed, and you become humble. But he's still very arrogant, and he's still yelling at people. You should see him on another show. I'm gonna see if I can show you the other show. He was on another show. He was yelling and screaming at the guy, telling him to shut up. People like that don't deserve any respect from anybody. And I love what Cenk did. Cenk did a good job.
But first, if you haven't seen Cenk's mega viral clash with Litchman, let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second? I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right, he was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
couldn't
not
find
right,
them before
and I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots.
won?
I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? Because
She and that's what Cenk got at him. He's a dirty little sneaky guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like he likes to he wants to be right so much, and he pushes his point aggressively even when he's wrong, and then and he wants everybody to believe him. Like, dude, don't be like that, man. Just be humble a little bit. There's no humbleness at all. There's no a course correction. And he still said that the keys are correct. Hey, you know who he blames for the keys? Right now he blames the voters. What kind of human being is this?
And stupidly wrong.
I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me.
Blasphemy. You see the arrogance of Alan Litchman? You see how arrogant this guy is? He needs to be cured. Sorry, you know what? I don't mean to say nothing bad about him. I don't think we should bully him. But I believe that the guy he has a mental health issue. Do not blaspheme against me. In which world you ever hear somebody say something crazy like this? Like, you're not God, you're not Jesus. Like, what do you mean don't blaspheme against me? Like, it's unbelievable. Like, he think he's like a prophet, this guy. Do not blaspheme me.
You don't need to do that. You don't
blasphemy against you. What the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? You're blaming disinformation. There was disinformation. There was the cats and the dogs nonsense. The points you're making about undocumented immigrants, I agree with, Alan, okay? But that didn't cost the election. The people who are at fault are not other people. It is the candidate, Kamala Harris, the previous candidate, Joe Biden.
My analysis is based upon what's changed, what's shattered the pattern of 160 years of history. So I have a base for my analysis. I'm not just doing Monday morning quarterbacking. Cenk, you need to learn some manners.
Cenk, you gotta like respect the guy. Okay, just show him some respect, and then we can move forward. But You've been too hard on him, man. You've been too hard on him. Jen, come on, man. Just like show him some love. He's a little baby. He's crying right now. Like, show him a little bit of love. Like it's unbelievable. Like okay, let's keep going.
I found his keys.
I think his manners are great, but he's my boss.
I think he needs to learn some manners.
Everybody knows Jake has no manners. I think I agree. Jake, he has no manners at all. He likes to like push people over the edge where he gets them angry. He has no mercy. Jake has no mercy. If that's what you want, you're gonna get it. He has no mercy. He doesn't give a damn about anybody. Like when he has a point of view, he's gonna stick by this point. And he's like a bulldog. He's gonna come at you like a bulldog. He's gonna bite. He's gonna really bite you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna bite very hard. And like a bulldog, when they bite, they don't let you go. So that's the way he is. Like he's a bully, a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? He goes all the way. So that's the way he is. Like.
I found his keys. I was trying to help the brother.
Beautiful of you to do that. While streaming with his son, Sammy, yesterday, Alan had some harsh words for Jane, calling him a blowhard bully with middle school insults. Take a look.
I was on this show, Piers Morgan, which
Right.
I shouldn't have been on probably, although you told me I needed to get on Piers Morgan.
I told you 6 months ago. All right, we're not.
I
gonna
know, but I
rehash this.
remember. I do everything you tell me. You know that.
Right.
And
Oh
you're
my
supposed
God!
to,
Oh my!
just
Oh my God! Like this is a guy that I don't like. You see how he's crushed? His spirit is crushed because he went on Piers Morgan and Jake bullied him. Like Jake did not bully you. Jake he checked you. He made you accountable. But you see, like a very 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 people that have like very very small ego like those guys. Like everything hurts them. So it's kind of weird with those people, right? They're very arrogant. They act like they're very confident, right? It sounds very confident. So it's like a confidence with like an edge of insecurity. Because if you're really confident, you're not gonna like care what people say about you. That's the way I feel about really confident people. That means that the confidence is not real. It's like a fake confidence. I believe that this is something that needs to be analyzed more in the world of psychology. Maybe I need to speak to more psychologists. I believe that if you're really confident, when somebody says something messed up about you, you're not even gonna that's not even gonna grab your attention. The reason why it grabs your attention is because there's something's missing. Say you know that there's a little bit of weakness. The reason why you're talking about it all the time like that, you know there's something unattractive or something that you're missing. You're not on top of the world like the way you think, and that's what it is.
analyzing the previous election, which I did, and then this, blowhard bully, Cenk Uygur gets on and starts personally attacking me out of the blue for no reason, with juvenile middle school kinds of name calling me a moron, saying I'm living in a world of illusion. And, I tried to say you have no manners. This has no place. This is not what we should be doing. And he presses on, with these middle school. I'll give him that.
Middle school.
Yeah. Personal insults.
I'm not gonna lie, Jake does act like a little kid. I cannot imagine when Jake was a kid. I have to say that. I would love to see when Jake was a kid, like who he was as a kid. Because even at this age, the guy still act like a high school kid. Like when you look at both of these individuals next to the left or right of Jake, they act more like adults. But Jake is still a kid. He's still in high school, and he likes to say that Donald Trump is in high school. But
I don't know why you would attack a man personally, a man with such a great dye job on the hair. He also talked about two of his remarks that you heard in the cold open, his comment about being a professor and writing 13 books, and his comment about blasphemy. Litchman one more time.
I said I've been teaching for years, written 13 books. What have you done? And I got blasted. You're an elitist for bringing up that you've been teaching for 51 years and written 32 books. What do you think? I inherited those books like Donald Trump inherited his fortune?
Got him.
I spilled blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood?
To write those books.
Blood?
Blood came out of my nose. I was working so hard on those books.
Okay.
No one wrote them for me. I'm sorry I used the word blasphemy. I didn't mean it, obviously. In the heat of the moment.
he knows that was his ego. But I do believe that, like, the keys, like, it's like, I hate to say this, the reason why he uses the keys, I think it's because he's Christian. He's talking about the keys of the kingdom of heaven. I think it is the keys of the kingdom of heaven. So I think he believes that like he's opening up the gate of heaven for like mankind. Like you know what I'm saying. So like I don't know. Like yeah. I think that's what's going on. Like you know.
When it came out, I could have used 10 other words, but of course everybody jumps on me.
I know, everybody's
So,
obsessed with you saying
I thought that
blasphemy.
through for a year before I used it.
I know. Everybody's obsessed with you saying blasphemy. It's like, all right, he said the wrong word in the heat of the moment.
Yeah,
It's not that
in the
big
middle of a
deal.
heated, very emotional moment, I said the wrong word. Big deal.
We will end by noting that Litchman has stated he has received hatred, death threats, and even been swatted recently, all of which we, of course, condemn in the strongest terms. One last clip.
I have had hate heaped on me constantly, right? Death threats, violent threats, anti-Semitism, people trying to breach the security of our family.
Like anti-Semitism. Wow. So he's Jewish. This guy. I never knew that. Oh, poor guy. I never knew that. Okay. So yeah, Jen gotta be careful because anti-Semitism is a little bit high these days. So we gotta be careful how we deal with him. But still, I think your keys did not pander, and I think it's okay for you to like review it and see what's going on with that. Like it's okay to do that. It's not a problem.
I've been doxxed. I've been swatted. And it was absolutely reprehensible that I should be subject to this on what should have been a rational panel discussion.
Well, in an exclusive, we have the blowhard bully himself right here in studio to respond.
Try not to be so arrogant, especially if you're going to be wrong, okay? Because then it gets a little embarrassing, and that's all. And by the way, on blasphemy, I know he didn't mean it. It was a funny line about Jesus Christ, but he meant defaming me, right? And it's tough. But, oh, sorry. Again, I lied. One more thing. Okay. I can't believe he went on Piers Morgan and didn't expect the fight to break out. It's like, I go to a boxing match and we put on the gloves and this son of a bitch hits me. Right. It's Piers Morgan. That's what happens every time.
And as a piece of advice from somebody who has gotten into a debate or two with Cenk live on the air, don't go on a panel with Cenk Uygur if you're not ready to get some fireworks happening,
Or Juan Williams.
Yeah,
Firecracker.
That Juan would not shut up. The whole time he looked like he made a couple of points, and then
that was
his
there's
face
like,
the
all right.
whole time's like I don't know what's going
It's like
on
he
here.
punched out for the
Yeah,
day.
and Piers is making tea in the corner. This is great. YouTube television.
Who was the young guy in the middle?
Harry Sisson, and so he's another Democratic loyalist. Okay, anyways.
And an idiot. I've never even heard of him before, but he's an idiot.
And this is where he lives.
And I said debates with Ben. On the other hand, my God, have I yelled at you?
Right, but I don't,
But at least you don't yell back.
Right, exactly. So I'm,
See, Alan.
Lesson, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him, this guy right here on the right. He always yelled back at the boss. He's an older man. He's an alpha, and then you yell back at him. That's the way Cenk looks at it. But that's a very good, interesting way of to finish this Alan Litchman drama, because it's like it's not that serious. And I'm saddened. I feel bad a little bit for Alan Litchman, that the fact that now people want to bully him, people coming after him. There's anti-Semitic. We don't have to do all that. We don't hate the guy. But I personally think Jake was a little bit too tough. That's not my style. My style is a little bit more soft. But like, Jake is that kind of guy. He's comfortable in that skin, the skin of bullying people, being tough to people. I'm not. It's not who I am. But I want to know the truth. I would try to pursue it. I'm trying to understand where the person is coming from. But like, I think Alan Litchman felt badly, man, on this one. And I think we should move on with what we have to do in this world, like when it comes to that. Thank you.
Exactly. Be more like Michael
Not
Schumer.
yelling back's an option? That is interesting. I'm going to make a note to self.